Right, so one of the things that I wish I would have known going into labor was when your water breaks. I thought it was just like a one and done situation. I didn't know that your water continues to like come out throughout the entire labor. I also, in my mind, I thought once your water breaks, like the baby can come at any moment. I didn't fully like grasp that it could take a long time. And
And how long did our labor take?
our labor was 40 hours. And I ended up having a C-section. It opened up 9.5 centimeters. My canal was very small, so I didn't, my cervix didn't thin out all the way, so I wasn't able to have her vaginally. One of the other things too that was like conflicting for me was how long you can be in labor for once your water breaks. There was like some, the risks of infection and things like that, so I was like very like nervous and mentally just all the things that were going through my mind, like what if something happens to me or something happens to the baby. So I'm just thinking that, and I'm like, I'm not progressing, I'm here so many days, like why why is she not coming? There was a point in time where she went back up because she was trying hard to come down, and she came out with the cone head. But
it's fixed now. It's fixed.
Yeah. So I wish I would have known that, and asked more questions with the OB/GYN. I didn't really ask many questions because there weren't things that I thought about. I didn't do research either. I researched other things that got myself, thinking like the worst of certain things. There was a lot of like ignorance on my part, even when it comes to like breastfeeding, and also having like a cesarean. I was afraid of having that because my sister had an emergency C-section, and then she had a scheduled C-section with her second child, so I was afraid that would happen to me. Obviously mine wasn't an emergency, but it was still very scary for me and very emotional. In my experience, I was already very swollen. The Pitocin, I was on it for so long as well, that caused more like swelling in my body. I had so much medication that once I had the cesarean, my body blew up even more, and I wasn't aware of that. It was very like traumatic experience for me. You're highly medicated already with the epidural, and then when they numb you to cut you open, and you're hearing the doctors speaking and all of the things, you kind of feel like you're gonna die on the table, and like you can't fall asleep because that's like bad for you and the baby. So the anesthesiologist kept like patting me like to wake me up, like I couldn't stay asleep. I lost a lot of blood than like the normal population, so I thought like I was gonna die on the table because I could hear them, and for me, like watching my husband like leave the room was very like traumatic for me. So I'm like, dude, my husband's leaving and I'm gonna die here, so it's like so many things. After like they stitched me up and everything, I started like throwing up, and I was like gagging on like my throw up. I could taste all the medicine, so it was just very like traumatic for me. I was extremely exhausted, so I just wish I had more guidance with that, and on my part doing my research and asking questions, like so for any like new moms out there, just ask questions. It doesn't mean that my experience is going to be yours, but hopefully like this is helpful for you guys. So one of the things that I didn't take into consideration while I knew that having a C-section could be a possibility, I didn't really think that it would happen for me. So I didn't know that you can't get up, you can't do anything because you're so drugged. Like it's not okay for you to like to stand up. So I couldn't do anything with the baby. I couldn't get up when she cried. I couldn't do anything. So my husband had to do it, and we were not prepared for that. I didn't like really teach him, so he didn't know. So we kept calling in the night nurse to come because we had her in the evening. And she kind of got frustrated with us, and I got frustrated. He got overwhelmed, and I was getting frustrated with him. So, it's all so many emotions, so many things going on. So be patient with each other. Do everything that you can to learn. Obviously, the best learning is hands-on, but do everything that you can to learn and do things beforehand in the event that you can't do anything and your spouse has to step in, which he did a really good job.
Thank you.
And I appreciate him for that. And he's been taking care of me very well, as well here at the house. Ask questions, and who cares if the nurses get frustrated with you, because they're not supposed to, but you could catch certain things. They're there to help you, and no question is dumb. They're there. That's what they're there for. Ask all the questions. Ask for all the help that you can get, so they can assist you and your spouse. Also, we stayed extra days because I wasn't ready to go home. Aside from my pain, I didn't feel like I was ready to be able to care for myself having this surgery, going home, and I went into breastfeeding very ignorantly as well. I didn't do my research on breastfeeding at all. I just thought I'm gonna breastfeed, I have big boobs, it's gonna work, it's fine. My sister breastfed, it's not gonna be difficult, and it really is difficult. I'm not really producing. She doesn't really latch, so we've been struggling. So we've been trying to pump and give her formula as well, so it's been very challenging. And also I've been experiencing baby blues, so that as well is a lot. So just surround yourself with people that can help you, friends, family, call people. What helps me is putting worship music, praying, in those moments when I feel it very, very heavy, has been helping me. And friends and family, reach out to people that just had babies, because it's hard for us to ask for help too, because we feel we're being a burden. But yeah, so hopefully this helps you guys ask your questions and to be better equipped once you have your baby, and you can better serve your child and each other. Yeah.
And this is Melania. She is 2 weeks, 3 days. Slumped.